Hi, I'm Jim Gordon.
I'm Lita Leapins. Welcome to another edition of Our City Tonight.
Well, you probably noticed that Lita and I are not actually in our city. What we're trying to do every once in a while is to get out of our city and check out some of the great areas you can find in our Lower Mainland.
Well, we are here at Rowena's Inn in the Harrison Mills area overlooking the beautiful Harrison River.
That's right, a beautiful place. We're going to check out all this Rowena's Inn has to offer, but we will also be going back to the city that we live in to see what's going on there.
Excellent. Let's go check it out. This segment of Spirits Up is brought to you by Time Winery. We are here at the Portly Chef in beautiful North Vancouver, just steps from Lonsdale Quay. And we're here with Krista Lee, Director of Sales and Marketing for Encore Vineyards. Welcome.
Thank you.
Good to have you here, Krista Lee. Good to be over on the North Shore. We don't get over here enough, so it's good to be in this great restaurant. Before we get into the wine, we didn't talk about this last time, but we should really talk about your family history, because 2017 is a really, really big year for the family and the vineyard, isn't it?
Yeah, it definitely is. We're very excited. 2017 actually marks my father's 50th vintage in the British Columbia wine industry.
Wow.
Yes.
That's a lot of wine.
A lot of wine, definitely. So we have a lot of celebrations starting to happen. We have some new products coming out that we're going to do, but it's really about the history of the industry and his pioneering spirit, so we're pretty excited.
And you actually, we've got a lovely photo here of you with your dad when you, I love the look you're going with there. I mean,
I'm not so sure how lovely it is. But.
That's a timeless look, but we should say that, I mean, you've been picking grapes since you were a kid, huh?
Yes, I have been. I made my first wine when I was 9 and helped plant the vineyard that we originally started in Sumac Ridge in 1979. So literally grew up at the winery. So
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, so what do we have to try first?
So we have our Time White Meritage here. So have you had a Meritage before?
Not in a long time, I can say.
There we go. So, well, most people don't realize it comes in white as well. So to be Meritage, it has to be 100% traditional Bordeaux varieties. It has to be a blend, and you can't have any more than 90% of any one particular varietal. So the whites, there's 3 different varietals that can be made up of. So it can be any percentages as long as you don't have more than 90%.
Right.
For red, there's 8 different varietals that it can be made up of. So it's really the winemaker's opportunity to blend and have fun and make the very best wine that they possibly can by what the vineyard gives them and what they produce in the cellar and putting the backbone of that wine together. So
Nice, well, cheers.
cheers.
Well, I'm here with Scott Kwan.
Hi, Lita.
This is amazing. I can just smell all the incredible flavors. And
Thank you so much.
really are an expert with Malaysian cuisine. You've been involved with this cuisine for over 2 decades. You don't look old enough to be 2
like
decades.
20 years. Yeah.
Well, this is definitely your baby.
Yeah, that's true.
It's interesting what you've done. You've actually created amazing flavors, Malaysian style, but you've infused so many other things. Can you give us a little bit of an example of what you do to create this incredible food?
Okay, so first of all, I just want to introduce you what's Malaysian cuisine. The Malaysian cuisine is very unique because it's influenced in so many different countries. Let's say Portugal, Indonesia, India, or even China. So I would say it's pretty much like Vancouver, because when you're living in this city, so many different people from different countries, right? And it's all go well together amazingly, just like the Malaysian food. So when you take a look at this one, so I have appetizer samplers for everyone who come tonight to try. On the right-hand side, you will see vegetarian curry samosas, and this one is roti canai, called like Indian naan bread, and that side is satay chicken, and on this side is spicy calamari. So you can see like few different sauces on the side. And this one, the peanut sauce go well with the satay chicken. And that one's vegetarian curry sauce with the roti canai. And this tamarind hot sauce with calamari or samosa. Or either you can like mix it up and try different things.
Wonderful. Well, one of the things I've noticed also in your menu is that you have a lot of choices to, in fact, food and wine pair.
Yes.
So what is your influence for that?
Oh, okay. So actually, I do so many different tests, like mix and match. Like sometimes go well with beer, sometimes go well with wine. So just do a little bit testing almost every day.
Well,
So,
that'd be
just
fun. You should
this
ask us to join you for some of the food testing.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
It's excellent. So now you've been involved in the restaurant industry for a long time, and this is just an absolutely beautiful place. What is your vision for the future?
Okay, so I think so. Vancouver is a very lovely city, welcoming everything. So that's why I think there's a good chance to let people try some Malaysian food. I would say like lots of people like Thai food, like Japanese food, or even Chinese food, but not much people know about Malaysian food. So that's why I opened this restaurant. Hopefully everybody can come to my restaurant and try it.
Absolutely. Well, I can't wait to dive into all this food. Thank you for
Thank you,
joining
Rita.
us.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
More of our city tonight coming up from Rowena's Inn. This real estate moment is brought to you by Dan Goluboff, Personal Real Estate Corporation. Well, we're back with our real estate segment with Dan, and we're excited to sit down with you and talk a little bit about, well, affordability in this Vancouver market. You are certainly no stranger to prospective buying. Not only do you help your clients buy and sell affordably, you also, your family is able to have a lot of affordable options in helping with your mortgage. Can you give us some of those ideas?
Yes. Basically, about 7 years ago, the City of Vancouver changed the zoning for single detached housing properties, allowing people to not only have a basement suite generating rental income, but allowing them to build a house, a miniature house known as a laneway, off the back lane. Off the back of the property.
Which we're sitting in right now, and it's
We are.
absolutely gorgeous. This is certainly something that would help the mortgage for sure. So again, given any tips for people that are thinking about this idea?
Well, building a laneway in the back, it does take a lot of planning, and it is quite expensive. We ended up spending $375,000 on it. However, it's really, for the long term, it's really allowed us to create another stream of income. And that income is after tax dollars, so someone paying us $2,500 a month here to live costs me a lot more to make after I pay income tax.
Wow, that's excellent. And there's all the other ideas of, basement suites and that it seems like the city is a bit more progressive in allowing these for homeowners?
Yeah, they're talking about allowing higher density, and that was one of the big steps. Most single detached houses 8 years ago, you were only allowed to have one family live in it. And now they've changed and said, okay, every property in the city of Vancouver legally is basically allowing 3 separate units.
Well, this is going to help with our rental issues too in this city, so it looks pretty positive, I think.
And then touching on Airbnb, I'm a proponent for it, as it creates a great revenue stream, a different option allowing different timelines for people to rent out.
That's excellent. Well, thank you for sharing some of those good tips today. We really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you.
This segment is brought to you by Viva Nutraceuticals, your health solution for wellness, featuring Istonia. As a doctor of optometry, Dr. Graham Foster has been working in the private practice in the Lower Mainland for over 17 years. He's worked with the team optometrist of the Vancouver Canucks, the BC Lions, and previously the Vancouver Grizzlies. He has a keen interest in visual performance of all kind, including the pediatric and sport population. We're happy to be here today with Dr. Graham Foster.
Thank you.
So, Doctor, there seems to be a lot of concern about cataracts. And according to the National Eye Institute, there's a 20% increase in cataracts from years 2000 to 2010. It's expected to increase even more by 2020. Why is this increase, and can you explain the cause of cataracts?
Cataracts are pretty normal. They're expected. They're just considered a normal age change of the lens inside the eye. It's mostly ultraviolet light that changes it, but the increases are caused by both baby boomers and even the ozone layer. It's not as protective as it used to be.
Well, viewers are also concerned about macular degeneration, and according to the National Eye Institute, again, they report an 18% increase in recent years. Can you explain what exactly macular degeneration is?
The macula is the most central, sensitive part of the back of the eye. And the way the eye works is all of the light is being focused right at that one small little spot. It's about 1.5 millimeters big, and it's where most all of your functional vision takes place. Because all the light is focused there, there's a lot of radiation shine there, and it also has a different blood supply than the rest of the back of the eye. And so there's a lot of what we refer to as oxidative stress to the tissue. And so with more oxidation from the radiation, you need more antioxidants. So a diet rich in healthy vitamins, healthy antioxidants, colorful vegetables helps a lot.
Great. Well, that actually, because this is a health and wellness segment, obviously we're going to lead right into that. And what we know that exercise, sleep, having a nutritious diet all help, but sometimes we can't do that, and sometimes we expose our eyes to too much sunlight or maybe too much computer screens. What can a person do in preventative measures? What kind of nutrients should they be keying on in protecting your eyes further from degenerative disease?
The biggest eye disease study ever done was the ARED study. It stands for the Age-Related Eye Disease Study. It was completed in 1999, and they actually repeated it and completed it about 2 years ago. And they found that a diet rich in antioxidants, colorful vegetables, lutein, zeaxanthin, vitamins A, vitamin C, and minerals as well, slowed the progression of macular degeneration.
So any last words for people that are worried about their eye health and they want to have good eyesight way into their old age?
So I think with most eye conditions, prevention is the most important thing. And what I tell patients all the time is exercise, eating a healthy diet full of colorful nutrients, not smoking, and wearing sunglasses. Exercise has been shown to reduce the risk of cataracts, of macular degeneration, of glaucoma. Eating well reduces the risk of macular degeneration and of cataracts. And protecting your eyes from the sun is the best thing you can do.
Wonderful. Well, thanks for spending time with us today, Dr. Foster. And that wraps up this edition of our Health and Wellness segment. This segment has been brought to you by Viva Nutraceuticals, your health solution for wellness, featuring Eyestonia.
Insozia is an effective sleep aid that can help you wake up in the morning feeling well rested. The traditional Chinese herbal medicine is patented and has been used for centuries to help relieve insomnia due to heart blood deficiency. Insozia is made in Canada, formulated by doctors, and manufactured by experts with more than 20 years of experience. For more information, go to vivahealthsolutions.com.
This segment of Spirits Up is brought to you by Time Winery. Well, we're moving on to the red. We'd love to hear a little bit more about this particular wine, Crystalie.
Absolutely. So this is our Time Meritage. And as I was saying, to be Meritage, it has to be a blend. So this particular one happens to be a blend of 50% Merlot, 30% Cabernet Sauvignon, and 20% Cabernet Franc. So what each of those varietals bring to the blend is the Merlot is the body and the roundness in the wine. Cabernet Sauvignon tends to bring the structure and the backbone. And the Cabernet Franc, I like to say, brings a little spice and brings the personality to a blend.
And are more and more people looking for these kind of blends?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Because really it brings the best of each component, puts them together, and it elevates the wine.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, that's great. Very nice.
Lovely.
She's our new best friend. We're here in North Van, just steps from the Lonsdale Quay, a great restaurant and about to celebrate their 4th anniversary, and we've brought one of the owners, Chef Jeff, out here to explain some of what we're going to eat.
Well, Jim, basically we have a soya miso glazed sable fish, which is a huge seller here for sure. And then over here we got the lamb popsicles with a nice herb crust, a little bit of ricotta, and some yellow beets, and a mint chutney.
Beautiful, Chef. Thanks.
We have some excellent food here. So what do you suggest we pair with what, Crystalie?
Oh, so definitely we've chefs prepared a little sable fish to pair with the white meritage. And so go ahead and taste it. So really why we paired this dish is because sable fish has it's a little bit more oiliness to it, and you'll notice that the meritage, it has some texture to it. And that's because what we do is we ferment it in stainless barrels, but then we stir the lees. And by doing that, what that does is it gives it a little creaminess and a little more texture to the wine. Then it has about 30% oak to it. So just a little bit of oak, which will work really well with, I think, you tell me, with the grilling of it. So it's got sort of that smokiness. And then the little dumpling with the shrimp and prawn. So meritage, white meritage, and seafood, such a great pairing. So because you've got the textures that are complementary. So when you're pairing, you can be complementary or contrast, and both work just as well. It just gives you a totally different experience.
It's great. Okay, that was fantastic. I'm moving to the red now because I'm looking at this.
Yes, absolutely. So what we have here is the lamb popsicles, and really what better pairing with lamb than a big bold red. So again, the red being a blend, it's taking all of the pepper that we've got in the wine, the structure, and it's gonna just pair so well with the lamb. What the red wine does is the tannins break down the proteins, and so it softens the wine, softens the meat, and it's just such a great pairing.
That is perfect. Now, can you tell us, we've been taught and trained tradition to swirl.
Yes.
How do you properly taste a wine?
So first of all, you always want to swirl it around, have a little look at the wine, and assess the color and clarity of the wine. Okay? Then you swirl it around again, put your nose right inside the glass, and smell the wine. Two things you're looking for. One is the aroma, which is the smell of the wine, and the other is the bouquet, which is the smell of the wine, and aroma is the grapes. So you want to put your nose in. Then you take a small sip, swish it around like mouthwash, swallow it, ignore that first taste. And that's just to get whatever taste you have in your mouth out. Then you take a second sip, draw a little bit of air over it, and the reason you do that is your tongue can only tell you it is sweet, sour, salt, and bitter. The rest, although we think of them as taste, they're actually fragrance. So by drawing the air over the wine, you force the fragrance up through your nasal passages. It's kind of like slurping soup though.
Well, listen, this has been spectacular as always. Great wines and some great food pairings. We want to thank you, and of course your pals at the Port the Chef here in North Van, just steps from the Lonsdale Quay. See you next time.
Thank you. You bet.
What an absolutely gorgeous place. Can you give us a little bit of history behind this amazing resort?
My father passed away in 1992, and it was my brother and I that turned the old home into an inn. We decided that this would be a good thing to do with it and let other people enjoy it. And we used to like to entertain. My mom and dad were great entertainers. And they originally bought the property here in January of 1924.
Ted, one thing I like about a resort like this is that it also has a great golf course, which you don't often see with these kind of resorts. Can you talk a little bit about this course?
Yeah, it's par 72, 6,500 yards from the tips. So if you want to play it from back there, it's not going to kill you, but it's definitely friendly. It's a shot maker's course, so
yeah.
really it lends itself to just putting yourself in the right positions.
And lots of different characteristics. You're open on the river, but then you get into wooded areas as well. So there's a little bit of everything, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. You get the links field down by the river, and then you get to play in those towering cedars and firs for the rest of the golf course there.
Very nice. Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Well, we're enjoying our time here at Rowena's Inn in the Harrison Mills region, about 75 minutes from downtown Vancouver. But it's time for another edition of Our City Tonight's Culture Bites.
Jack is always about French feminine flair, Italian sexy, and North American cool all mixed together. So you can create your own little spin on the Jack collection.
Awesome. It's always just crosses, it's not trendy, it's classic, and that's what I love about all of your designs. Okay, give us a little sneak peek in your mind about spring, summer coming up.
Spring summer is really beautiful. It's soft pastel colors, but oversized, voluminous, very long sleeves, cozy sweaters. It's really fantastic. I'm really excited to share it with you guys.
Excellent. Well, we're looking forward to seeing it. Thank you so
Excellent.
much for your time.
Yeah, so grateful. Thank you very much. Ciao.
Well, Lita, as you know, one of the great areas for shopping and restaurants is Granville South, kind of in that Broadway to 16th area, and that's where we are right now. Can you talk about the history of this wonderful franchise?
Of course, it was my parents' business. When they immigrated to Vancouver in 1986, that's when Suquette Interiors was created. They were both architects, so when they immigrated to Vancouver, they weren't recognized as architects, so they had to start their own business. Their main accomplishment was to bring in an entire facade of a building in Mexico City, all stones and bricks and everything, over to Vancouver, and they sold them off as arches. As you know, just down the street is the Boboli Arch.
Yeah.
So that's one of our original Suquette pieces from back in the 90s when I was young.
Let's talk about the name, Suquette. Suquette in Catalan language means a fish stew, a juicy fish stew. And that's the way we look at this business. We've got a ton of different styles here, as many different fishes in our stew as we can find. So that's what we expect customers to see when they come into the store, many different styles.
And what, I mean, you're obviously successful downtown, you opened up a new store here. Why South Granville?
Well, it's become the interior design row, all the way from around 9th, 8th, South Granville, and 8th, all the way up to here at 17th. So we've got a lot of competition here, but it's great because we're attracting the kind of people that are looking to redecorate their homes.
Nice. Ramon, I guess, was there any option about you not being in the business? You said you wanted to be a poet or a musician. Would that have been?
No, this is what I definitely want to do. I'm loving it, yeah.
And I'll pose this last question to both you guys and give your answers. In that, it must be a consistent and always a challenge to find new product and new things, because this isn't like walking into your standard generic store.
No, it is. But we're slowly, because we're building a reputation, we're slowly finding artisans that are building product directly for us, specifically for us. And that's kind of the direction that we want to go. So it is less of a challenge. If we were looking globally for new product, yeah, it is a little bit of a challenge. But locally, not so much.
Yeah, we're working with a lot of local furniture makers, which are making exclusive products just for Suquette. So that's kind of the idea, that we want to grow our business to have exclusive items you can't find anywhere else.
And is it almost, when you talk local, that's really important, obviously. It's like with restaurants and what they're doing, where that farm to table, you guys are sourcing out people that are local, which is great.
It is to us, and it's a growing kind of finders, artisan market for sure here at Vancouver.
Nice.
And then mixing it in too with all the old stonework that we used to do, kind of gives it that rustic, cool, exclusive feel that you might not get in other stores as well.
Well, guys, beautiful store, and I was just saying to you guys, I love the lighting. Look for the brand new store here in South Granville, and of course your other store downtown.
Great.
Thank you both. Cheers. Of course, we're no longer in the city. We're back here where we kicked off the show at Rowena's Inn in the Harrison Mills region. I got to tell you, this is just breathtaking, and it's in our own backyard.
Yeah, it was a really close little getaway, and definitely encourage everybody to check this beautiful, beautiful resort out.
Yeah, definitely be coming back here. Only about 75 minutes from Vancouver. So I'm Jim Gordon.
And I'm Lita Leapins.
We'll see you on the next edition of Our City Tonight.